Lesson 11.3, Using Data Displays. As a result of today's lesson, you will be able to choose the appropriate displays for data sets. Okay, choosing appropriate displays. You use a line graph to display numerical data that changes over time. Use a scatter plot to see trends in paired numerical data. You use a bar graph to compare categorical data. Use a circle graph to represent categorical data as parts of a whole. Use a stem and leaf plot to organize numerical data based on their digits. Use a histogram to compare the frequencies of numerical data that fall in equal intervals. Use a box and whisker plot to organize numerical data into 4 groups. So basically, you can use, this is numerical, this is numerical, this is categorical, categorical, numerical, numerical, and numerical. So most of them are numerical. Categorical is bar or circle graph. All right, let's see what we want here. Okay, the table shows the results of a survey that asked consumers to name the day of the week they usually shop for groceries. Which displays can you use to display the data? Okay, anytime you have a percentage, you usually will use a circle graph. So, the responses to the survey consist of the days of the week, which are categorical data. Because there's really not any numbers. Also, the sum of the percents is numerical. So you could use a histogram, but because of these percentages, a circle graph could also be used. Okay, next page. Choosing an appropriate data display again. The table shows the voting age population and the number who voted in 10 recent federal elections. Both numbers are given in millions. Which display or displays can you use to display the data? Now, there's only 2 groups of data, so that's considered paired data. And if you look at your list on the other page, you would use a scatter plot. Okay, let's go to the next example. Comparing data displays. An economist uses a histogram and a box and whisker plot to display the average weekly grocery expenses of 30 consumers. What are the advantages of each display? Well, when you have a histogram, you have an immediate visual to display the information. You can compare it right away by looking at it. And when you look at a box and whisker plot, it's divided into 4 categories. So if everything added together makes up 100% of your information, then each little section here is 25%. 25% is right there, right here, and this higher 25%. So a box and whisker plot divides the information into 4 groups. And it's easy to see the upper 50%, like 50% of the weekly shoppers spend $39.50 or more. Okay, that ends, or no, we have one, I'm sorry, we have one more example to look at. Okay, now let's talk about a misleading graph. The bar graph displays a household's monthly electric bill from September to February. What's misleading about the display? Okay, it looks like January is much higher than September because it looks on the graph that it's like 3 times as much. However, when you really look at the numbers, September's electric bill was approximately $48. January's was approximately $78. So when you look at the difference, that's only a $30 difference, which is not much, but it looks like a whole lot more. This break over here causes the graph to look like it's a bigger difference between the amount of money is bigger between September and January. So the break causes it to look much different than it is. It's misleading. Also, the numbers on the left column or on the y-axis are pretty far apart. If you wanted it to look more realistic, you might have used like 50, 60, 70, 80. But by using fives like 45, 50, 55, 60, that spread that graph out and made it look like a different display than it is. Okay, anything else? That's it.